What's up, guys? It's your girl Dedicated Diva, and I'm back with another video in the Virtual Assisting series. And this video has everything to do with pricing and competitors. And before I start off, guys, it's no such thing as a competitor. I see competitors, air quotation marks, as partners because I have became dear friends with some people that's in the same field, do the same thing I do. Some, do other things and some don't. And it's basically over these past 10 years, maybe we have been kind of piggybacking off each other. So just say if it's a service, if it's something that I don't know how to do or I'm just not good in, I would hand that over to the next person. And I'll say, hey, well, I'll do this. And once I get the contract with that person to do this, and I'll say, hey, by the way, I know this person and they're excellent at, and I hand off the baton to them basically. There is nothing better than working with clients and working with business partners where everything is eye to eye. You're not trying to backstab, you're not trying to steal anyone clients. It is possible to work with a client that works with more virtual assistants than you. So just always keep that in the back of your mind. Never try to undercut someone. Never try to be devious. Never try to undercut someone. Never try to overprice someone, because when it comes all down to it, it has everything to do with the quality of your work. It's not even about how quick you can do it. A lot of people think, well, if I can charge way higher and I can do it way faster, the person will hire me all the time. Well, if it ends up where your work is crappy, they're not going to keep hiring you to do anything. And if it seems like you keep making so many mistakes because you're trying to throw out so much work at one time, they're not going to hire you anymore. So it's quality over everything. So you have to find that sweet spot and price your services where you keep that client coming back and you keep your client telling, more of their business partners about you, and that's the way you get more business. Or you can go on websites like LinkedIn and Upwork to get, to put yourself out there basically. Now, no matter if you're doing it part-time, full-time, side gig, or a hobby, you have to make sure you have that sweet spot. Just say you're doing this and you have a full-time job. Well, you have to price your services where if you leave that full-time job, it's basically you can still get by with whatever you're making hourly on that full-time job, or if you're a salaried worker, you're making the same amount. I hate to see people out here and just say you go on something like Upwork and someone, they're bidding on a job and you see so many people saying $35 an hour, $40 an hour, $29 an hour, and then you see this one idiot that comes along and say $9 an hour. Even if you get that job done, what money is you getting in your pocket? You're so busy trying to undercut everyone else until you can get that job done, but that client is going to forever know you as the $9 person. Even if you have quality work, they're going to always come towards you. But just say one day you get tired of doing that $9 work and you want to jump your prices up like everyone else into like $20 an hour, $30 an hour. They're going to look at you like, are you a fool? I've been using you this long for $9 an hour, and all of a sudden you want to jump back up with the big boys. They're going to laugh in your face and see they already see the quality of your work. So what can you offer them more than what you're giving them for $9 an hour? So never try to undercut anyone in this business. It's better to have business partners than rivals. Everyone know you as that person that always try to undercut them, because you never know if your business will blow up before theirs or vice versa. Or sometimes it's not all about that, but you don't want it to be a situation where, just say you get your business up and going, but you Mr. and Mrs. $9, you can't get your business up and going that fast because you're not charging it much hourly. Whereas business B over here, and they're charging what they're charging, and they're struggling to come up, so they're learning a little bit harder because you're Mr. and Mrs. $9 over here that's making it hard for them. And once they finally get up, they start partnering up with other virtual assistants to kind of bounce ideas back and forth, or something that they can't do that, some other virtual assistant can do. They never come towards you because you're so busy trying to lowball. Don't be a lowballer. You can't go too high, but it's a such thing as like this $9 an hour. I hate going through websites and see people giving their services away, seem like for free, for this $9, for this $10. You have to make yourself aware this is income that can last you for the rest of your life. Like you're working on a full-time job. Just say you're making $15 at your full-time job and you're trying to switch over to be a virtual assistant. You may want to charge that same $15 an hour and start showing them the quality of your work. Or you may want to get in and you may want to talk to the client and say, hey, I do this for free just to show you what I can do. And if you like what I do, if you need anything else from me, my prices will range from around this standpoint. And you start at what you already make hourly. Or if you're trying to do this and you're trying to start off, you know how much you need in your head right now to survive. Just say going out to the movies, paying your car note, rent, utilities, uh children, going out to get clothes, going out to get your hair done, haircut, anything. You know what you need to survive a month. Break all that down to see how much you would have to make in a day or a week. That's what you charge your clients. But you also have to be good at what you do. That's the reason why I spoke back in these other videos and I say take the skills that you already have and you have to tweak them and make them better. You may be the best at what you do, but hey, technology is changing every day. You have to get up with the program. Even if you need to hire some people behind the scenes to help you out, that's what you need to do. But you need to price yourself accordingly. Never lowball anyone. You can't go too high, but never lowball anyone. You know what you need to make to survive. And if you're in a situation where you think that I only need a little bit to survive, at least start at $15 an hour for your services. But you need to know what you're doing. The quality of your work is everything. That's what clients are looking for. You also need to know that you're going to be very comfortable and you can live a very comfortable life. And the thing that I like doing, I like starting off when I started my virtual assisting business. I started off with the things that I could do anywhere. So just basically, if I had a customer or if I had a client, sorry guys, that wanted me to make outbound calls, I let them know that that was not my thing per se. I'm fine at doing it, but that's not something that I want to do long term. I'm more into like the social media and the emails, and I can return a couple calls, but it don't need to be anything where it's heavy phone work. Why? Because I know the life that I live and I don't want to be sitting down in one spot. And if I do make phone calls, they need to be early in the morning or later in the afternoon. You have to make these things apparent to your client so they already know, you know, I can do XYZ. We can set up a contract for that. And if you need a virtual assistant for the phone side of everything, you can get your virtual assistant for that and don't have to pay that much, or know that you can hire another virtual assistant just for making those phone calls and it shouldn't be that long if that's their thing. Now, starting off, when I started off with virtual assisting, now this was about 10 years ago, guys, a little over 10 years ago. I started off with anything that people was to give me, and I found out quick that was not the way that you do anything. When someone is hiring you to do something, make it where the it's negotiable. You have to sign a contract with them and they have to sign a contract with you. But you have to make sure the prices on that contract is the same exact thing. I found out that I would rather go for $15 an hour to do anything than starting at $9 an hour, because that just does not make any sense to me. It just, what can you do with $9 an hour? So I started at $15 an hour. That way I knew for a fact I was in the door. And a lot of times, I don't know how you guys may want to do it, but a lot of times I tell the client that the contract has to be over so many hours. And if it's under, like, if they tell me, well, I only need maybe like 10 hours of work, I calculate up in my head what I want to make that week, tell them to hold on, or I call them back. I jot up some numbers and I let them know. Whereas it was $15 an hour first, and you gonna only need me for this amount of hours. Okay, it's gonna at least be $30 an hour, because I see it like, if the contract is not gonna be that long and the job is something that really needs to get done for them, they will pay for it. But you have to have that experience. This is where your skills come in. You have to know what you already can do for a client before you get into the whole pricing thing. That's why it pays to do maybe one or two projects where it's like pro bono, where you do it for the client for free, and you basically have a client or two there to say, yes, they did exactly what I needed them to do. So just say if you're good in email marketing and appointment setting, you maybe want to do maybe one to two, maybe three or four clients for free, just so they will be in your portfolio. So if the next clients need to call anybody, they'll be able, to have someone that they can call. Now, when I say that you want to have however many clients that you want to do for free, don't get it mistaken, guys. This is something that you only need to have to do for maybe a day. And it's not something that should last. Just say, if you're going to do free work for someone, it shouldn't last a whole day for 8 or 9 hours. It should be like 2 or 3 hours, and bam, that's just so you can have something in your portfolio. You don't do pro bono work for a week, put it like that, because that's ridiculous. That's just a whole project that they had, and they just got it out of the way because you wanted to do it for free. So yeah, that's all I got on that. Now I will have everything on the website. You can go down in the description box. You can click next to where it say virtual assisting. You can scroll down. It'll take you to everything that I just said. But basically, guys, when it comes to pricing, if you know your skills and you know the quality of work that you can do, you got this. And don't start at no freaking $9 an hour. I'm tired of these undercutters starting so low. That's just ridiculous. Start at least $15 an hour with whatever you do. The quality of your work speaks for itself. It's not all about how fast you can go. But again, guys, thank you for watching my video. Now I may come back with a couple more videos in its series, but I am putting courses together. I may do it through either Google Classroom, or I may do it through Teachable. But either way I do it, I want to be able to kind of be able to chat back and forth with you guys. I also have a Discord group that's set up for that, so you guys can really message me back and forth, or you guys can be in a group setting talking about everything. And yeah, I'm so excited, guys, and I will see you guys next week, and I will keep you guys updated on that course.